top 10 ships for the month of January 2018. I have not done a top 10 ships video, but my character ones always get a ton of likes. I really do appreciate that. But ships for me has been relatively lackluster until the introduction of crystals. Boy, being able to get up to 400 crystals a day definitely got my attention. Starting off at the 20 spot, you get 100 and it works up. I think this is really, really cool. So we're going to do the top 10 ships. It is all about Empire. Right here, these 6 ships here are on my top 10. 6 of the top 10 ships are Empire ships, and that has to do with the synergies with themselves and the 2 capital ships, the Chimera and the Executrix. Now, we're going to talk about them first. Now, Executrix, of course, is a ship that you can get from the beginning. It's one of the 3, and then unlocking the Chimera by having a 7-star home 1 is kind of the end-all ship. But I will say that you could make a case that they're both very good, because the Executrix, for 2 reasons: it's a faster ship, and then also this ability right here pretty much just ends the game right here. It just comes down, all the ships come down, and it's 99% of the time that is game over. Now, the only reason why the Chimera, in my opinion, might be slightly better, that has to do with this ability right here. And this is like his unique ability. Allies deal 15% more damage for each debuffed enemy. So you want to spread that target lock around, and then it doubles for Empire. So that's kind of cool. And then the reinforcement bonus right here is gain retribution for 3 turns. Now, the Chimera has a little bit more utility. It might be a better ship. The jury's out. They're both very good. I like them both a lot. Of course, the Chimera is kind of like the best ship right now, and I think most people are using the Chimera. But its unique ability, all eyes have 25% critical damage. That is huge. And that it was working all the time. There's no stipulations. There's no conditions on that. Doubled for Empire, 15% critical chance. And then when an enemy is defeated, all allies gain tenacity, 5% stacking until the end of battle. And then the reinforcement bonus pairs very well. Critical chance up for 2 turns. And you're going to be getting this monster damage. Now, because these buffs are much better with Empire, that is why these ships right here are all Empire. So TIE Reaper is pretty much my favorite one right now. And I just got to talk about the underlying characters on all the ships. And the reason for that is because you have to gear them up. Now, Tarkin is kind of useful in dark side territory battles. Thrawn is always useful. As soon as you get Thrawn through the Phoenix events and things like that, take him as high as possible. One of the top 5 heroes in the entire game. So you won't feel bad upgrading your Thrawn, which means the Chimera is going to get all the benefits of every piece of gear that you put into Thrawn. And I feel the same way about TIE Reaper. Now, this is a hard ship to get because it's in one of the hard nodes. Maybe you can get 1-2 shards a day. But I'm playing it on my personal account, even at 4 and 5 stars. It is very, very useful because of this unique ability right here. Enemy capital ship loses 35% turn meter whenever a ship is defeated. If my opponent has a TIE Reaper, I have to kill that first because it lets me get to the ultimates quicker, both on the Executrix and the Chimera. Once those ultimates go off and everybody blows up, it's pretty much game over. This is helping that very much. Plus, very, 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 very important, there is a Dispel. Deal physical damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs from them. That is very useful if one of the ships is taunting or all the rest of them are stealth through like the Scimitar and it has retribution. You can get rid of that right there. Dispels are very, very, very important. I love this ship. Since we're talking about turn meter and capital ship turn meter, we've got to talk about the Peril Tie-Fighter. This is a no-brainer ship, an auto include on almost every team. Grant 15% turn meter to the capital ship whenever a ship evades an attack. This effect is doubled for Empire capital ships. This ship can't be hit. It has no shields. It dodges like crazy. In fact, I will go out of my way with Darth Vader's ship to target this ship. Otherwise, I will save this ship for last because I know it's going to dodge. It dodges all the time. It's maddening that how often you miss it all the time. It's very, very appropriate. So this is a very, very good ship, a no-brainer. You have to have this ship on the team because it's going to be giving tons of turn meter to your capital ship, and then once the big ultimate goes off from the capital ship, the battle is pretty much over. Being that that's a problematic ship, we've also got the TIE Advanced, and the TIE Advanced has some really cool tricks with target lock. They get minus 20% tenacity, and they regain target lock as long as Darth Vader's ship is on the board. In addition, check this out. Empire allies gain 10% turn meter whenever they attack a target locked enemy. So there's just so many good things. And his basic attack right here, deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict target lock for 2 turns. This attack can't be resisted or evaded. I will always go after the Empire's TIE pilot because that ship dodges everything, but it can't dodge Darth Vader's attack, and so that's very good. Now he also has a Dispel. I don't use this that much. It's very situational, but if there is a retribution on another ship, on the opponent ship, it's very nice to have that because it will get rid of the buffs if they are target locked. Very cool. Next, let's talk about Gar Saxons, the Gauntlet Starfighter. Now, I'm just going to put this out here. Now, this guy is not on my list, but there are 3 ships, and we're going to go into battle, and we're going to look at them. 3 ships that are insanely good. Gar Saxon's Gauntlet Starfighter, Kylo Ren's Silencer, and Biston's U-Wing. Now, they are very, very, very good ships, but I'm not putting them on the list. And the reason why I'm not putting them on the list is that the underlying characters are kind of mediocre, and it's kind of hard to get all of those ships, and it would be a hassle to get all of those characters to G12. I do want to say they're good. Maybe I'll save them from another video, but they're not making my list. I can't recommend them. Gauntlet Starfighter is just an amazing ship, and if everybody had access to those characters and if the underlying characters were better, I would say this is absolutely on the list. But it's an OP whale ship, very good. Being able to get rid of all the negative status effects on your team and then also giving protection up. It's actually a great substitution for the Scimitar, or it works in conjunction on the Scimitar. We're talking about reinforcement ships that are on your back line. They're not on your main thing. The 2 best, I think, are the Gauntlet Starfighter and the Scimitar. Now, we're going to go and talk about the best ship in the entire game. And the best ship in the entire game, in my opinion, is Biggs. This ship is amazing. This is the best tank, taunter, because every time that target lock goes on the enemy, he recovers 35% protection. This guy just sucks up so much damage. You have to kill him. He's going to be taunting and gaining protection all the time when you're using heroes like Darth Vader and the TIE pilot. It is very, very good. In my opinion, this is one of the easiest and best ships in the entire game. In other videos, I've called this ship the best ship in the game. So it is very good. I see everybody using this team right here. Basically, everybody's using like Biggs, TIE Pilot, TIE Reaper, and then maybe 2 others. It varies at some point at that point. Next, I want to talk about the Scimitar, and the Scimitar is Darth Maul's ship, and this ship is very, very, very good also, especially on defense. What happens is he comes into battle, and then he gives stealth to everybody but 1 person, and hopefully that's Biggs, or if Biggs was the first ship to die, but it's going to protect the TIE Reaper, which is very important. And then he also gives retribution, and then everybody else that is stealth gets a 32% offense. I think this is amazing. And the other reason why I like this guy is Darth Maul is a really, really good character. For a long time, people ran him in the arena, and now people are running Darth Maul quite a bit in the territory wars. He's a very good defensive team. Can't recommend this guy enough. He is very good. Other 2 ships I want to talk about is Fives and the Slave One. So we're talking about the Umbaran Starfighter and the Slave One. Now, there is kind of a downside to this ship because Fives ship does give turn meter to the other team. It says deal physical damage to target enemy with a 100% chance to inflict offense down and defense down for 2 turns. It says dispel all positive status effects on target enemy, which is very good, but this is what's kind of tricky right here. Whenever Embarrassed Starfighter attacks, it gains 25% turn meter, and the target gains 25% turn meter. So a lot of people don't like that, but the missile pod ability right here hits everybody with target lock, and the damage really ramps up. And so if you have like 4 enemies with target lock and you hit the one that does not hit target lock, it hits everybody. I've seen him wipe out everybody in one shot. Plus he has a dispel, and this guy is ultra tanky. Now you can also use Slave 1 for a similar effect. Slave 1 has 2 different AoE attacks that I like a lot, and it works in a similar way, but there's no dispel, but there's no negative to that giving turn meter. And then lastly on this list, we're going to talk about the First Order TIE-Fighter. This is just a great ship. If it's not Empire, but still there is a ton of things that is good. He gets 16.5% turn meter whenever a target locked enemy is damaged by an attack. His basic attack can attack twice, which is very good, and put target lock. So helpful with Biggs. And then his special ability has no cooldown if you do it. Now, I got to tell you, most of the time I end up doing the basic attack because Biggs is out or something like that, and I want Biggs to get the protection. So let's go into a battle with a team, and I want to show this battle because it's a really good team that we're going to go up against. We're going to go against Nuken's account right here, and actually I don't think I'm going to win, even though I have a pretty good team. And the reason why is that he is using those ships that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Kylo Ren unmasked ship, Biston's U-Wing, and then he's also using Gar Saxon's ship. And I'm just going to take in some of the heroes that we talked about in this video, and we're going to go into battle, and we're just going to see how it goes. And I'm actually going to be using Tarkin on this battle just for fun. I could have used the Chimera also, but I think it's just fine that I'm using Tarkin. So here we go. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to hit all of them, and this is going to issue out ability block, and hopefully we can get ability block on a lot of their ships. And we have to pretty much target Biggs right away. Now hopefully I will get target lock right there, and I did, and you can see that Biggs got target lock. Now because Biggs does not have 100% protection right now, I'm going to use the basic attack on the opponent's Biggs just to get my protection all the way back up to 100%. And there's a chance that it'll attack twice. It didn't happen. That's okay. Now Darth Vader is going to issue target lock, and look at the protection on big ship go up. Very good. And then right here we can do a double attack. He calls an ally to assist. Maybe that ally will issue out target lock. There it goes, and I get more protection back. So you can see what's happening here is I'm just getting protection back and protection back and protection back. Now, I'm not going to use the dispel right now on the TIE Reaper. I'm going to use just the basic attack, and hopefully we'll kill out Biggs. Very good, because I want to save that ability for when I have some sort of negative status effect. Okay, now the second most important ship I think to take out right now is the TIE Reaper, because the TIE Reaper is stripping away turn meter, and we're kind of countering each other right now by both of us having the TIE Reaper. But if I can get rid of his TIE Reaper, that'd be very good. Plus, maybe I'll give some protection back to my Biggs. Look at that. Biggs right now pretty much has 100%. Okay, now this is that Gar Saxon ship. Look at that. Everybody, all the negative status effects went away except for the target lock on the TIE Reaper because I have Darth Vader in play. But look at all of their protection. This ship is nuts. It's very good. I just don't want to upgrade those two heroes, Gar Saxon and the Imperial Commando. I really just haven't found a place for them. Now, what I want to do right here is I could use the super ability because it's got target lock, but really I want to inflict target lock so I can get more protection on my Biggs. I kind of want just Biggs to keep going and going and going. We're going to do it again. Strafe, here we go. Okay, very cool. Now, here's the thing, is I don't want to attack the Peril Tie-Fighter because it'll dodge all the time. But because I've got Darth Vader right here, I want to go ahead and just put the target lock on there. I might as well. It's kind of a waste, but it's really the only ship that can't miss. Otherwise, I would just be fueling capital ship on the opponent's team. All right, we might as well take out Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is such a good ship. His damage output just gets higher and higher. We're going to do a basic attack. All right, we're going to do basically a double attack right here. We want to get some of that protection back on Biggs. Okay, only attacked once. All right, here's the basic attack on the Executrix, which is very good. It does expose. There's no synergy there with expose. All right, we want to save the Peril Tie-Fighter for last. The only ship that I will attack the Tie-Fighter with is Darth Vader's ship. Basic attack right there. We got the target lock. Same thing. Now, I will use the basic attacks on the First Order TIE Pilot until Biggs is gone, just because I want that protection to come back. Yep, look at that. Protection went up. Okay, I'm going to attack the Imperial TIE Fighter with Darth Vader's ship. You get damage over time. That's very good. Going back to the Gauntlet Starfighter. Ooh, okay, double attack right here. Let's do it. All right, now I can save. I always save that middle ability right there on the TIE Reaper, and I don't like the third ability. I'm sure there's a place for it. All right, let's keep going after Gar Saxon. Uh-oh. Boy, my Biggs is surviving quite a pounding. What can I say? All right. Ooh, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to bring in 5 ship right here just for fun. Now, 2 out of the 3 of the opponents have target lock, and I'm going to target the one that does not have target lock. And let's see if I can take everybody out. This would be pretty cool if it does. Although I feel that the TIE Fighter is going to dodge, because the TIE Fighter always dodges. So annoying. Let's see. What do we get? Oh, okay. Yeah, he did dodge, but I was able to take out Gar Saxon's ship. And now, because Biggs is not in play, I will use this strafing run, which will not have a cooldown because there's target lock on the opponent. All right, and same thing here. Now I will use this ability, targeting computer. Very cool. And then Darth Vader, woo! And then do an attack right there. Now, if I would have lasted any long, I was 1 turn away from Tarkin's ability coming down the top and killing everybody. That's the way it would have gone. Now, I have lost against that opponent's team many of times. It is, I think, the best team right now. But let me know what you think in the comments section about these top 10 ships. I got to tell you, with the crystals in the arena, I think it's very important. And also, if you're looking for a video on how the power index is calculated on ships, it is very complicated. There is a link here on the screen to that video where you can check on how power is actually calculated and how mods affect the power of the ships. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.